Hey there, this is Arthur Hill, Chief Technical Strategist here at TrendInvestorPro.com. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, and you're tuned in to a short video on our YouTube channel. Of course, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button. So today I want to talk about 4 stocks, 2 that are holding up and 2 that are breaking down. The 2 that are breaking down are part of the finance sector. Unsurprisingly, one of the weakest sectors out there. The 2 that are holding up are part of the Nasdaq 100, and they could be considered part of the technology communications group. So let's look at these charts. So let's first start with the 2 stocks that are holding up. And we need to watch these stocks that are holding up as well, because if they start breaking down, then that means selling pressure is spreading to other parts of the market that were previously holding up, and that would be even more negative. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, there's only a small part of the market that is holding up. Actually, it's not that small when it comes to market cap, but basically the Nasdaq 100 is holding up the best of the major indexes, and within the Nasdaq 100, there's a group of around 20 stocks that are holding up relatively well. And you get outside of the Nasdaq 100, you get outside of large caps, and then you get weakness. The S&P equal weight index is much weaker than, say, the S&P 500 cap weighted index. And so it's just that small group that's really holding up right now. And one of those stocks in that small group would be Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook. And why is it holding up? Well, there you can see those August lows, and it even moved higher in September there. Whereas the market moved sharply lower, SPY broke its August lows, but Meta is holding above those August lows. But you can see here, this could be a decline, this could be some sort of a correction, and if you break that low from last week, then that's going to signal a continuation lower, and you could see a break below those August lows, and then a move towards that rising 200-day moving average. And if that happens, that would mean that selling pressure is expanding to the parts of the market that were leading. Now, the next stock I want to look at is MasterCard, and it is part of the technology sector. And we can see it's holding up because it hit a 52-week high there in September. Not many stocks hit 52-week highs in September. It came down hard in the second half of September, but it remains above these August lows. So technically, it is still in an uptrend and holding up. And this is another one we want to watch, because if it breaks these August lows, then that would be a negative. That would suggest that selling pressure is expanding to other parts of the market that we're leading. And now I want to look at the weaker 2 stocks. And the first one is JP Morgan, and it is breaking out of a pennant to signal a continuation lower. Now, here's this sharp decline, and you can see there's the August low. And it had a little bit of a bounce, but it broke that August low in the early part of September. So it was already weak. And then instead of rebounding or moving higher and retracing a portion of that prior decline, it just consolidated with a pennant. Pennant is a small consolidation. It is typically a continuation pattern. Its bias depends on the direction of the prior move. And you can see here the prior move was down. So we have a consolidation. And then we had that outside reversal 3 days ago, and we're breaking down to signal a continuation lower. And the first target would be those May lows in that 132, 134 area. And part of the reason I'm picking on JP Morgan is because the finance sector is one of the weakest sectors in the market right now. And if you look at a stock like, here's Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is breaking down. You know, it didn't have a very good 2023. You know, it started the year in this 345 area and moved higher into February, but then got clobbered in March. It clawed its way back above the 200-day moving average in July, but went right back below in August and September. And now you can see this basically looks like a really sharp decline, some sort of extended correction, and now we've broken down to signal a continuation lower. So if Goldman Sachs is breaking down, I don't think that's a good sign for the finance sector or for the broader market, be that. So today's video was based on chart analysis, and it is chart analysis, technical analysis, trading setups. It is part of our chart trader offering here at Trend Investor Pro. We have System Trader, which is basically a systematic approach to trading. And then we have Chart Trader, which uses technical analysis. There you see to define the broad market environment, isolate leading groups, and provide trading ideas for stocks and ETFs. And here is the Chart Trader homepage. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I put out a report and a video covering the broad market situation and looking for tradable setups. Now, in today's report earlier, I talked about the bearish chain of events that has unfolded actually since July, when small caps and mid caps failed to take out their February highs. And then we had further weakness into August with other groups. And then, of course, September was when we had the breakdowns. Now, there is some strength within the Nasdaq 100, and I highlighted 5 stocks that are holding up relatively well within the Nasdaq 100. And I also introduced an overbought, oversold indicator. It's basically a short-term breadth indicator that looks for overbought and oversold conditions. And this is it in action. And basically, when 3 of the 5 indicators become oversold, you get a green arrow and a green bar for oversold conditions. And you can see these over the last year and a half or so. And we currently got 4 of the last 5 days becoming oversold, so that could give way to a bounce. But the challenge, of course, is you can become oversold and remain oversold. And I talked about that here. Basically, September 2022, we had that condition where we became oversold and we fell another 5%. So that's featured in today's Chart Trader report. So I'd recommend you come over to Trend Investor Pro and check out Chart Trader. I am offering a trial. You can get a trial for $9 for 8 days, and then full access is $39 per month. All right, so that is it for today's YouTube update. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And check out trendinvestorpro.com to find out more about System Trader and Chart Trader. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.